I've mentioned the word program a couple of times. If you're very perceptive, you notice that. Use the mental techniques to reprogram yourself. Get rid of self-defeating beliefs and habits and so on, and build your energy. And this is because if you thought of your brain-mind, the brain is like the hardware, and what you believe, what you know, your memories, the skills you have, those are like the software loaded into the brain. And you weren't born with all of that. It isn't as if the day you were born. Out you came, you said, "Hi Mom, hi Doc, I hate geography. My favorite color is pink. I'm going to be really good at soccer." You acquire your software. You acquire it, first of all, through your upbringing, right? Parents and other authority figures treat you in a certain way, they speak to you in a certain way, and they model certain behaviors for you. And that all goes in. Now, some of the programs that your upbringing gives you are useful. Are there some programs your upbringing may have given you that aren't useful or that possibly aren't true? Is that possible? Well, and that's not the only source. Social programming, too. Oh, I saw it on Facebook, it must be true. Or my friends told me, that has to be the way it is. We get a lot of social indoctrination about what is true, what people should do. And then, of course, our culture, we're expanding out a little, just the way things are done in the culture that you are raised, the beliefs about worldview and what's important. And then, of course, there are also psychological programs. The arrow really shouldn't go that way, because actually we program ourselves. Well, I believe this because it's comfortable. I want to believe this because believing something different, or I believe this because it feels good. So that's kind of a self-programming. So there are things, software that's in your biocomputer that's useful, and there's other software that isn't useful, that gets in the way, that might not even be true. Because the big question is, what is truth? What really works? And now we're back to this brainwave stuff, and I'll just illustrate this. Whoa, there is a negative program. Let us say that this is a program that's about, oh, I have to have this very important talk with the boss on Friday. And the program is about, oh, I always forget the things I'm supposed to say when it's an important talk. That's software right there. Oh, he'll probably get mad at me. People always get mad at me. Another, oh, I'll lose my temper. So the negative program is running. And then someone who loves you, maybe your mother, your wife, boing, a little bit of positive thinking up there. Did you see it go boing? I'll make it go boing again. Boing, boing. That's why positive thinking is BS, beta stuff. Because you think, oh yeah, positive thinking. I read a book about that once. Well, part of a book. It was kind of boring. But anyway, okay. At an outer conscious beta level of mind, I'll have a really great talk. I'll remember everything I need to say. He'll kill me. I'll remember everything. I won't lose my temper. He'll throw me out in the alley. I'll say what I need to say. I'll forget it all. Have you ever had that experience? There's a battle going on between little, shallow, beta level new thought and deep, well-rehearsed old programming. You know what wins. Well, what if we could just change it? Yeah, what if we could? I'll tell you about that. Well, sometimes people think, okay, now you're talking about this stuff. Your thoughts create your reality, and it's all about the law of attraction. There is a lot of fuzzy thinking about this. Fuzzy New Age nonsense, I call it. Because people will say, oh, well, I just need to think about the red sports car. Think, 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 think. Think, 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 red sports car. And they can't figure out why it hasn't landed in the living room beside the couch, right on top of the potato chip bags. That's because there's more to it. Thoughts do create reality, but in verifiable empirical means that make sense. Well, there's you. There's, let's say, a negative program. Actually, I'll give an example from a woman I know who counsels young men and young women who are having difficulties, and she tutors them because now they're faced with doing schoolwork again. And a lot of them have a program that's, I'm stupid, I'm a failure, I can't do it. Now, how does that attract the reality of failure? Well, a negative program changes your physiology. This kid that comes into tutoring with her, he'll walk in like this because he knows he's a failure and he won't be able to do it. Even his body is saying, never work for me. His filters are up. Our negative programs create filters. And he might do some schoolwork for her, and she might say to him, you did well on that. And it'll bounce off his filters because he knows he's a failure. He won't even see or hear something positive. And it affects feelings, emotions. This is so upsetting, this is so frustrating. He may get angry for no reason. But that's not all. That's not only why thoughts create reality. Negative programs create negative responses, just reflexive responses. I don't want to do it. It affects your level of energy. Sucks away your energy and affects the actions that you'll take in the world. And until those things change, so what if you learn something that is not positive thinking, because it's not up there in the beta shallow, because that's not where the software is loaded. Software tends to be at what we call inner levels of mind associated with alpha theta. And so if you go there, focused, purposeful, using the alpha theta process, you can deconstruct a negative program. Take away the power of that negative program, and then put in a positive one that changes everything. Because when there's a positive belief in there, it changes your physiology, how you carry yourself. It changes your filters, what you perceive in the world. When someone says, wow, you did really well at that. Well, you agree with that because you know you're doing really well. It comes in through the filter. It changes your emotional state. It changes your reflexive responses, changes and raises your energy level, and then you take action. So someone who wants the red sports car for some reason, instead of doing this, thinking, attracting a red sports car, they're going to get off the couch, walk through the potato chip bags, and get on with their life. Because we have to get out there and we have to live, right?